What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of So What You Hear. I'm Jay,
Tiff.
and we've got a slower week, but some fun things have happened this week already. We're leading up to the draft, so it's a lot of repetitive information. Everybody's just, so should your team take this player or this player? Like, we've been saying that debate since the combine. Like,
Just waiting for the draft.
we get it. Like, we get there. But the coaches' meetings happen, or the owners' meeting. The coaches are there, but it's called the owners' meeting. Happened.
Yeah.
And they've got some rule stuffs. They've changed some things, and some rules were trying to get changed and got pulled out. But before we get into that, I'm about to call them. I cannot call them Las Vegas.
Well,
I
Vegas
don't. They're the
Raiders.
Oakland Raiders. Oh man.
I think they're gonna always be the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah. But the Las Vegas Raiders have a quarterback for right now. They have signed Kirk Cousins, which, feeling like they're going to get Mendoza with the number one pick, it seems perfect. They're a little bit closer to like skill set. I think Mendoza's obviously a lot more athletic, but that's kind of one of the things that is happening generationally. They just get more athletic. But this way, you're not in a position as the Raiders where if Mendoza comes out and just can't figure out the pro offense full, you're like, oh God, what do we do? We got to suck. And sometimes that can ruin your quarterback.
Yeah.
Keep Kirk Cousins in there. Let him clear some stuff up. Boom. Okay, we're working. And if he needs all year, you're not completely screwed at having Kirk Cousins run your offense.
Yeah.
Especially considering what they've had before. I mean, like, Aiden O'Connell was atrocious.
And Kirk is a veteran.
He's a veteran. He can function the offense.
What was it last week? I think it was like I don't think Kirk is done.
Well, I mean, I think he'll be done by the end of the year. I think Mendoza will be.
I think it's gonna be like the
I think it's gonna be Dart and Russell Wilson.
No, that's not. Well, maybe I don't know. I think Kirk is better than he gets credit for. But I'm thinking oh my goodness, my brain just blanked. Ravens old quarterback.
Joe Flacco?
Flacco, like, I think there's still some up there.
Well, I'll give you that.
To be a starter, maybe not. But to help to get your next quarterback or whatever in the situation, I think.
Okay, yes, and that's exactly what I think he'll do.
I think and he has enough knowledge, because whether how good Mendoza is or not, he's still a rookie. He still never played for the NFL.
And that was about to be my next point.
Kirk has been in the NFL for
I don't think quarterbacks coming in understand how much non-football, like when I say non-football, I mean like outside of actually throwing the ball to a player, outside of actually handing the ball off.
The game's much faster.
There's things about the time. There's things about the defense read. There's things about how the coach is running your offense. There's things about the situation. And then there's just day-to-day carrying things. A lot of rookies don't, like in college, you run what the coach tells you to run.
Yeah.
You here's what you're running. As a pro, you tend to come back as you know what you're doing and go, hey, every time we run this, they're like right on top of each other and it messes up the play. I end up having to scramble and it doesn't go well. How about we scrap that? Because that's not working. Or, hey, every time we run this, he's open, and if they cover him, he's open. And I haven't failed on it that. Let's run that play more. Like,
yeah.
And then, things you get to work because I like that.
The play.
Yeah. And Kirk Cousins will show you like, well, you see how when I ran this play back in the day, my receiver did this. Yeah, but this receiver, if you notice, he hitches here. But if you can use that, because now if you put the ball out here, he'll actually get it easier. Like, oh, and those are things that you don't really get because you played with a lot of the same receivers through college.
Yeah.
You played with a lot of the same players in, I guess now it's changing a little bit because of the transfer portal. But you tend to play with a lot more of the same, whereas like once you're in the pros, like you have a whole new receiving core year after year after year. Like that changes ridiculously.
I think it's a chance to see if Atlanta was the problem, was Kirk the problem. I mean, the Raiders have their own problems, but they have a new coaching as too because
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll
was not going to be. Definitely was not going to be.
Yeah,
so
go Gino.
Yeah, I don't know why they trusted that, but
but it's you know what I'm saying. And so I think it's a good thing.
I think this is the perfect thing for the Raiders to do. I think this really puts them in a position to not have to rush anything or anybody and really be able to build for not just success now, which I think you can have, but also success in the future because they have a lot of draft picks. They have a lot of draft capital. They did a lot of moves in the offseason. So like they could be a lot better this year. And perfect world, Fernando Mendoza comes in and he's a phenom and they're pushing playoffs in the first year.
Yeah.
But giving yourself a Kirk Cousins gives you the freedom where even on the bad end of that, like, well, he'll get there, but he's going to need a year or two. You're covered.
Well, you got the pressure that Kirk is just terrible, and I'm like, you had to go in the pressure of, you know.
Yeah, but you're shooting a lot more ifs, and then you get a little. The probability that they're both going to suck is a little lower.
Well, that means it's the Raiders.
Yeah, that's a little bit of that. I might have to blame you off for that. But yeah. So I think that's helpful. I think that they're definitely This is the most. I don't want to say intelligent, but probably intelligent.
I don't want to say.
I can't think of a better way. This is the most intelligent offseason I've ever seen the Raiders do.
Okay.
Like, it's just, they're filling now, it might be the fact that they had as much cap space as they did and blah, blah, blah.
So you can get what you want. Yeah.
They have really put themselves in a position to make sure, like, because usually they always just try to go get flash players, quarterbacks, receivers, flashy guys, and then let's hope we can win off that. Like, they're filling depth. They're filling line. They're filling linebackers. They're the guys that need to do the hard work are being filled along with looking for stardom.
Okay.
And the Raiders, that's usually kind of not how they work. Now, granted, they also tend to have draft picks not work out for them too, so we'll see how that goes. But
the Raiders are
the Raiders.
The Jets. Yeah.
We'll see. You know, hey, they've had success before. Maybe they finally find that Madden.
That is true.
You know, maybe this is their Madden. But getting to the coaches meeting, we had some rules getting passed around and they were getting voted on, and everybody was kind of, you know, in a little bit of a Twitter page because the Browns were suggesting that people should be able to trade picks up to 5 years. And you had some people that were like, oh, you know what? Look at all these teams that are succeeding without picks. And then you have the other side that are like, you're going to ruin, if that goes wrong, you ruin your franchise for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, they rescinded it. And I'm hearing that the rescinding was because this was a plan to get Myles Garrett out of there and get a whole lot for him.
And everybody was biting
for that much. And they're not trading Myles Garrett for nothing less than a king's ransom.
Well, to give 5, that's a long time to have your team stagnant. Like, it's like in this one place, they can't move anywhere. Like,
because I think they're missing the fact
the wrong person to get hurt, and you're screwed.
Because this sounds like they were trying for high spending, pass rusher needy teams. And I'm like, so Dallas. So they were trying to see if Jerry would do it. And Jerry said no. Like, who else are they talking about? Like,
and that's it, Jerry wasn't.
I mean, they're still trying to sign. Like, he's getting questions every day on what they're doing about George Pickens because he's on the tag. And he's like, we're getting the contract. We're putting it together. They can't sign him and bring in Myles and then not have any of those picks.
Yeah.
Unless Myles was like, I think if I come, we can win. I'll be on league minimum, which he's not going to do. He loves football. He wants success, but
I want to get paid.
He's not an idiot. So
I want to get paid.
Now in rules changes that I think is going to be a little bit more prevalent in the next couple of years, the NFL has passed to basically allow replay assist and basically New York to change major plays and missed calls for the years coming up. Now, a little bit of this is predecessor for like the DK Metcalf thing where he went over and hit the fan. None of the refs saw it. There was nothing, but New York knew about it. And if they had this rule, they could have called down and been like, yeah, he needs to be ejected and they need a 15-yard penalty. So like that's some of it. A lot of the talk behind that is more that this is about that the refs CBA is about to expire and they're going to need to sit down and redo a new one with the refs union. And the NFL is getting very, very tired of not having this be more like their job because they don't feel like
staff, right?
That's what it sounds like. They want them to be more like, they want them to have to do reviews. They want them to have to look, because the problem with the way it is now is if they get the call wrong, even if you can tell they're doing it on purpose, there's really nothing they can do about it.
They can do like on the off season, they themselves are training.
They'll be training. They'll be watching films. They'll be and there will be you'll be able to find them. You'll be able to suspend them. Right now, the worst that happens is maybe you stop getting to be a ref, and most likely you just get taken off of big games. And the refs union has been very adamant about like that. Like the last strike, that was one of the big reasons why they weren't signing, because they're like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Most of these guys do this as,
are they afraid that the union gets left out? Like if they become part of the NFL, then they're more staff. They can get probably paid more.
I think this is more the refs are scared. It is hard to be a ref. Don't get me wrong. It is hard to get in like real time. Okay, ball. Oh, did he catch that? Did he take that from him? Who was touching it? Like, it's very hard as a human being to keep up on it. So I think there is a fear from the ref side of like, I don't want this to become my job, and now I'm getting fired and suspended and fined.
Job, if you're not good at it.
And then that's the thing with the replay. Well, just work closer with the replay stuff.
Yeah.
Like, as a ref, then ask them to let you talk to the replay booth more often.
You have
But I don't think the NFL is having it, and I think they're pretty sure they're going to end up going on strike.
So they're having more replay.
And so that if they have to have scab refs. Because the problem is, what I've heard recently is, it's not just that they can't get the NFL refs. College refs won't come because eventually they want to be NFL refs. And if you scab, you might not ever get picked up. Okay. And they don't want to ruin their chances of becoming an NFL ref. So now they're like, you're not getting D1. You're barely getting high school refs.
Scab refs were not good.
They were terrible.
I mean... Now,
that's because, like I said, these are almost like
they messed up the same.
Well, they were messing up some of the same calls. But you were getting almost like pickup game refs because, like I said, like high school refs, like the top tier high school refs were like, oh, what if after I do this, I do college in the NFL? So you're getting like Roosevelt High School with like regular county high school refs, and they're like, yeah, I said, but I'm nervous about this too. With replay assist being able to go over way more things, you're going to be able to like, no, reverse that. Hey, there's a hold, call that. Face mask, call this. Okay, that was roughing. And now you don't have to worry about it because we don't need super pro reps. We just need somebody down there to call what the booth is saying.
Yeah.
And then we'll just eye in the sky the game. And they've pretty much seen over the last couple of years, they've been adding it in, and it's worked better.
And they've overturned.
Even with the real refs, they're making better calls.
Yeah.
So I if it does go on strike, I think this time it might actually. Last time I think the league kind of got screwed because it was so bad. It was so bad.
Really bad.
And so they kind of like got handcuffed into like, fine, we'll sign it. Let's go. Let's get back. But then when they come back, they're still not that good, and you're like, yeah, but at least with the scabs, I understand why they suck. Well, you're either cheating or you're an idiot.
Reffing. That
whole time. So now they're out of practice.
At the beginning of the season, and
I just feel like once we went to automated and they started having the replay and they started having the digital line,
wrong they really were.
Oh my God, you started having the ball be able to read the first downs and all. Like, it's a better game. It is. We're getting it right more often, and it allows the players to decide who's better. And I think the refs union is going to lose out on this one. So So. Well, damn, that's about it. This is a short video. I wasn't sure one way or another. There's not weird. Like I said, I think like I've got like 3 or 4 different Giants podcasts that I watch. Every podcast, every episode for almost the last 2.5 weeks has been, should we take Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs, or Carnell Tate? Yeah, or you're talking about basketball, which has been phenomenal, by the way.
But I mean, we're in April. The draft is coming up.
It is coming up, and so that should give us a lot more to deal with and talk to. And that will help a lot. We will have a lot more content, and you'll have a lot more understanding of what the teams going forward are. So many teams right now, you're like, man, they're destitute. Like, well, some of these teams that are destitute got like 50 picks in the draft. So so you see what they pick I think the Jets actually have a lot of picks.
Yeah.
So like, maybe they can draft a team that's so good that they can 8-8 with Geno Smith. Well, there is no more 8-8, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like Jalen Hurts.
Hold your horses.
Like Jalen Hurts. Yeah, hearing rumors that Philly isn't working because Hurts is garbage.
Yeah, I heard there's not a revolt. A little.
No, yeah, like he changes plays. He doesn't like plays, but it's because he can't execute them. And it's like mostly, I've been saying it for a while. They win in spite of him, not because of him. But anyway, it's always good to feel right. Yeah. Oh man, he looked terrible. That one pick, he was so far behind his receiver. It was, oh my God, you embarrassed the league.
Yeah. But
anyway, I digress. But I guess we'll have to go ahead and see what's going on with that. See if any more free agency. I really don't think free agency is gonna happen. I don't think many more pickups are gonna. People are like, well, you got to sign. Like, why would I sign anybody until we get done drafting and know what I'm gonna get?
And then they'll start picking up people.
Yeah, and then the draft and then the free agency will pick back up, and then it'll die, and we'll have to figure out something to do in June. But until that point, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe,
share,
hit us on X, and hit us on Instagram.
You gotta hit the like buttons.
And we'll see y'all next time, all right? God bless.